racing, and it's an absolutely electric start with the 42 of Will Redford. Massive lunge on the inside by Matt Buff on Alistair Camp. Active on the outside. Oh, oh, dig off! Oh. Straight in the gravel trap, both cars out.
Welcome to Snetterton. It's the Milltek Sport Civic Cup. I'm Paul O'Neill. Anthony Jordan next to me. AJ to your mates, or DJ, or whatever you want to say.
Anything,
mate. We'll do what we want.
Yeah.
You covered this yesterday.
I did, yeah.
Great racing.
Was.
Great qualifying.
Yep.
A few people with problems.
Yes.
Speaking to a couple of
them,
pad knockoff, things like that with the brake issues. Good race though. What did you make of it?
Do you know what? It was actually relatively tame. For a Civic Cup race, I thought, yeah, they got away with it. We were all thinking, oh, well, while I was going around talking to the drivers, a lot of words were coming out, shunt and carnage and target and all that, but it was actually, you know, it seemed all right from how I saw it. So, yeah, it might be a bit different in this one, who knows?
I've got a feeling this is going to be an absolute corker, to be honest. So I think we should catch up with some of the drivers and reverse pole.
Yes.
Dan McDonald, I'll let you crack on.
God, cheers, mate. Yeah, Dan McDonald yesterday, P10, and now reverse grid, starting this one on pole. I mean, that's a nice feeling, isn't it?
It's great. It's great. It's my first one. I obviously started racing last year in the Civic Cup. I got a few reverse grids starting third, never on pole. So this is going to be a different experience, really. Got to wait for everyone to line up behind me. So got to warm the tyres up pretty well. No, but I'm happy with the performance yesterday. Managed to get 4 positions. I mean, double overtake round outside turn 2, and then dragged out Leo to the line. So I'm pretty happy with it, and hopefully we can carry that performance on to today.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, starting on the front row in this one, nice feeling. You've got that clear view in front of you as well, but essentially you become the guinea pig in towards turn 1, but you're still feeling confident for it, yes?
Yeah, very confident.
Brilliant. Well, enjoy that one, Dan. Paul, where have you gone? You're walking over there?
I am over here, and I want to speak to Sam. Mate, decent. Yeah. Are you happy?
Well happy, mate, to be honest with you. For my first weekend back after 4 years.
Is that how long it's been?
2019, our last race, yeah. So it's been a while, and I've got quicker every time I've gone out in it. So yeah, really happy so far. Hopefully I can just keep going forward, not backwards, but we'll see. Maintain the pace.
Did you try and get this reverse grid yesterday, or was it just a battle for 8th, 9th, 10th?
Yeah, just a battle, mate, to be honest, yeah. So yeah, it worked out well.
What did you make of the racing, actually? Because it's always a bit fraught in Civic Cup, and I think Andy McHugh was saying this could be interesting, and it was exactly that.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I did, when I went to interview yesterday, I asked that same question, and I said, like, first corner, definitely carnage, but it wasn't that bad. There was a few odds and stuff like that, but yeah, it's pretty clean yesterday, so hopefully the same again today.
Car's looking good. Made many changes to it? Is it just it's a bit warmer now?
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, it's just a massive learning curve this weekend, and first time I've raced on these tyres, first time I've raced at Snetterton as well. So yeah, all good.
Does make me laugh. You're saying, oh yeah, a bit of a learning curve. You could come away with the championship lead here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I won't get too far ahead of myself, but yeah, that'd be lovely. See what happens.
Top man, good luck. Have a good one. AJ is
I'm behind you, mate.
Around. Where is
I'm
he?
behind you.
Want to speak to someone
I'm
else?
behind you.
Is he just there? Sorry.
Yes, I got third place. Danny Hobson. Danny, great to see you. Like you say, starting on P3 on this one. Nice little reverse grid chance for you.
Yeah, we'll see. I think it'll all be about the start. Just getting through lap 1. We had a big moment yesterday. Cold tyres. Still learning a lot. It's coming back into this. It's tough. There's a lot of quick lads in this game. Yeah, just get through lap 1 and push on from there.
For the viewers at home and thinking, like, you know, cold tyres and how difficult these are to drive, it takes a lot to get the tyres temp into the rear tyres, isn't it, in these?
Oh, crazy. You think you spend the whole 3 miles warming the car up before you go out, and you're throwing it about like no tomorrow, and you just can't get any heat into them. That slight oversteer. I mean, I'm very lucky that I didn't go around and the rest of the grid didn't collect me. But yeah, it is really hard to get heat into the tyres.
Yeah. Sun shining on this one. The condensation's finally disappearing from your headlights. I think Rob was just talking about there. But yeah, you feeling still enjoying this one and feeling confident for it?
Yeah, feeling confident. We're lacking a bit of pace. I think a lot of that is in the car. I'm still a little bit rusty, but we've done a few changes. So let's see if it's improved and we can fight our way through to the front.
Solid stuff. Well, Danny, best of luck, mate. And yeah, we'll see you out there. Paul's run away once again. Who have you got?
Right, cheers AJ. We are over here. Hello. Harvey, like, all I ever seem to do is interview you on a reverse grid, mate. Usually on the pole, to be fair, but the 54 was looking strong. Had a few engine problems this weekend. How's it all gone?
Well, it was a bit struggle on the Friday practice. The engine went third practice. Don't really know why, it just happened. So my dad and Charlie did a really good job of getting the new one in, and we didn't know how it was going to be. So I'm glad it's working well, and yeah, worked well for the race yesterday. So yeah.
More pace in the car, do you think? You've got a chance. You've got to get on the podium here, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm going to try at least. I mean, there's a lot of fast drivers behind me, so I've got to really get ahead of the pack quickly and then see how far ahead I can get before they get through as well, and see if I can hold my own.
Your poor dad, all he ever seems to be doing is working on your car, mate. Do you ever think, I'll give you a hand, or do you just like get in there, drive the thing, that's what you're best at? Can you get on the spanners?
Yeah, I can. He just sometimes doesn't let me because he wants everything has to be perfect, so yeah. But if I do, I will.
Right, listen, we'll let you go. Have a good one. Let's have a little wander round. Oh, AJ's got his pad up. Who are you with, lad?
I've got Louis Capozzoli here, or Capozzoli, or is it Calzoni? We're not too sure.
Yeah, Capozzoli, but Lewis Kent said it was Calzoni, so let that one slide. He's TCR champion, so what he says goes, really. But yeah.
Mate, great result yesterday, P3, a debut podium.
Yeah, I think things kind of went my way in the race, and I made the most of all my opportunities. Yeah, happy to get a podium, and now, obviously, only one race today, so got to make the most of it. But just looking to score some good points, come away with a championship, good intact.
Yeah. Obviously, on this one, starting obviously a little further down, you've got that challenge ahead of you now. So, do you feel like you can get through the field today in this one?
Yeah, I'm hoping that racing-wise, I can get through quite quickly. Obviously, I know I've got Dan behind me, yesterday's race winner, and some really quick guys outside the top 10 as well, and even in front of me. So, it's going to be challenging. But I'm hoping the first few laps I can get some moves done, kind of settle down my way into the race, and you know, fingers crossed, maybe pick up another podium.
That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. Best of luck, mate. Enjoy it. Sunshine. Paul, you loitering. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not actually, I haven't really moved that far, to be fair. I got caught out here by this leather-clad wearing nightmare. Barry Lee, ladies and gentlemen, you'll know this guy is an absolute legend. I know you probably don't want to be interviewed too much. This is live, so no swearing, because I know what you're like. Bazza, what are you doing here?
Well, this is where motorsport starts, isn't it? On these one-make car series. And look at the grids, look how well the cars are maintained. I watched the Fiesta race, and I missed the second one because I was on the first corner. By the time I walked back and got my breath, the second race was over. So here we are on the third race. But look at the way the cars are prepared and shown to everybody. I think it's fabulous.
It is fantastic. I see you speaking to Jack Harding just then, giving him a bit of advice. You don't really like front-wheel drive, do you?
No, I like anything. You know, with an engine in, I'll drive anything. But basically, Jack's down now. I think we're about 9th or 10th. But I think he will can move up. He's got the capabilities. He's now got the car. We've got one on pole, which is McDonald, and I think we've got another car down at about 10th or 11th place. When I say we, sorry, the team that run the cars for them. But this is just great. This is what motorsport's about.
And he just says it like that. Top man, Bazza, good to see you. Nice one, Barry Lee. Right, top man he is. AJ, he's over there trying to keep the sun out of his head. Who have you got, mate?
I've got Will Redford over here. I'm just blocking the sun out of my eyes. It's a bit bright today. Will, second place yesterday. Obviously, the reverse grid now puts you into P9. What do you think to the reverse grid? Do you like it?
I do like it because it shakes it up a bit, and it's always good fun coming through the pack. So it's going to be an interesting race for sure. There's a lot of fast people in front, and there's a lot of fast people behind. I mean, you got Morgan Bailey coming from the back as well. So I don't know. I can't really predict it, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. We'll talk a little bit about yesterday's race. There was the moment where the grass came onto the track. If you didn't tune in yesterday, you should check back on that one a little bit later on today. But yeah, you were fully committed going through that. What did you think when you hit it?
Yeah, I mean, we all saw it coming when we came around the corner, but at that point there's 4 of us for the lead, so no one's going to slow down because you're going to lose. Well, you probably end up losing the place. So we all came over it. I didn't really know what to expect. It's like a bit like aquaplaning. Like we just sort of got on the dirt and then the rear went, and then it was keep your foot down up to 4th on the grass on the outside. Yeah, I mean, we got away with it. It was a bit of an experience, and it's quite slippy there for the rest of the race. But yeah, I mean, I just wasn't expecting it.
I don't think anyone was expecting it. I think the camera cut to it, and then it was just like everyone just powered through it. It looked amazing, though.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was an experience for sure.
An experience indeed. Mate, best of luck, P9, and see what you can do from there.
Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. Let's move a little further down. We can't not chat to Dan. He won yesterday. Look at that. He's got a lovely smile on his face as well. Dan, he looks sweet. Dan, mate, P10 on this one. Are we looking forward for the fight through the field?
Yeah, I am. The reverse grid's always an interesting one. A lot comes down to the first lap. I mean, you just got to try and stay out of the trouble, really, and you can have the best plans in the world, but in the Civic Cup, you never know what's going to happen. So at the end of the first lap, we'll judge where we are and hopefully can make our way forward. But obviously, a lot of fast people around us, and I'm pretty sure it won't take Morgan long to be on the back of us as well.
Do you think that should be the new motto for Civic Cup racing? You never know what's going to happen.
It should be, yeah.
Should we get stickers for all the cars?
We should just put them on, yeah, part of it. Yeah, there's a lot of fast people in front. I think the pace is going to be hot. I don't think many people are going to want to give it an inch. There's a lot of people that think they can win this race, I'm pretty sure. So it's going to be a tight one for sure.
It's going to be a chat. There's a lot of quick drivers out there, isn't there?
There's a lot of quick drivers and there's a lot of places to overtake. You know, it's going to be some defending and some chopping and changing. So it's going to be a good one, I think, to watch.
It's going to be mega. Best of luck. Enjoy it. Dan, thank you on that one. Starting P10. A little further down. This man here, Leo Paniotu.
There you go.
I've still got it, mate. I've got it. Don't worry about it.
Still spelled phonically on your thing.
Yeah. The last of your name is literally just the number 2. Mate, P11 on this one. Just missed out on the reverse grid, but, you know, you're in a good spot here still.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit unfortunate. There was a bit of an incident on the last lap, which took away the P10, but, you know, it's racing, things happen, so it's just how you move on from it. You just got to keep moving forward.
Yeah, exactly. But you've got a good view ahead of you of what's going to happen. And like you say, it's kind of just elbows out. It's a busy old grid out there. You've got lots of drivers behind you. You've got a few in front of you now. And it's just, it's kind of just get your head down and get on with it, really, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, Dan's next to me. He's quick, teammate. So, I mean, if we try and work together, I don't see why we both can't get a good result at the end of it.
Yeah, exactly. Best of luck, mate. Sun shining for you, and have a good one out there.
Thank you.
Excellent. There you go. That's a name that I'm always pleased about. I can get right. Tom Knight starting just behind him. He had a good day. He's currently getting himself strapped in, so we'll probably let him get on with that. Jack Ruddle again, one of 2 16-year-olds on the grid. He's had a pretty good one. Now here's a man, one-man band. We spoke to him on the one. Nick Joliet. Nick, are you still on your own today?
I'm still on my own. We got a lot better though.
Yeah, look at this. It's a solid position.
Yeah, P14. We've got 2 minute 12, I think, for a lap. 2 seconds off the front runners, which is a lot better than where we were at yesterday when we spoke, and it was about 7.
Yeah.
But we're going out same tyres, same setup, and just trying to see if I can get any better before I start messing around with setup more and new tyres.
Well, best of luck, mate. I'll let you crack on because obviously you've got to get yourself... Yeah, go for top 10. I'm sure you got it. Nick, go on. Go for it, lad. Mr. Brennan in the number 98. Mr. Jordan. Let's have a quick chat with him because we didn't have a chat with him yesterday. Jordan, what are your predictions from this one? You got a lot of drivers around you. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's not too bad. I made up 5 places, I think, yesterday, or four and then 1 on a penalty. So I think we made it into the points. I'm not too sure, but reverse grid. I said it was going to be messy yesterday, and it wasn't too bad. But I imagine this one will be.
Well, yeah, like you say, that top 10's all reversed, and you're not too far behind that as well. So I think eyes in front, wide open. Just keep an eye on everyone.
Yeah, that's the plan. He's mega off the line, so I need to follow him.
Yeah, like I say, Nick, he's a quick peddler, is Nick. But like you say, it's a brilliant day. The sun is shining, and you're looking forward to it, though.
Yeah, should be a good race.
Mate, best of luck. Enjoy it. Cars are starting to get themselves fired up. They're not leaving just yet. I think we've got time for maybe one more. No, I don't think we do. I think they're heading out. Right, okay, then we'll cut it there. We'll head back up for a quick moment. We'll take a short ad break. We'll be back for race 2 for the Milltek Sports Civic Cup. It's coming up next.
for voice and data solutions at speeds that are simply out of this world. Choose Maximum Networks.
The Milltek Sport Civic Cup action about to begin here at Snetterton then, as the cars are out on the grid ahead of their second race of the weekend. They had their first race yesterday, and it was an absolute thriller. So much that happened in that one, as we've been hearing, and it was Dan Thackeray who in the end managed to convert pole position into the race victory. He did not do that race justice. He was 1.4 seconds clear of Will Redford, who went some way towards making up for his disappointment from Snetterton at the end of 2022, when he looked as though he was going to win that final race of the season. Promise, I will stop mentioning that race at some point this year. Louis Capezzoli, meanwhile, on the podium in his debut in the championship. A really, really strong result from him. Reverse grid, though, means that they are now starting further down the order than they would like, and it was a top 10 grid reversal, of course. So Dan McDonald and Sam Nicolau will be together on row number 1. And then Danny Hobson and Harvey Caton. Harvey Caton, who always seems to find himself near the pointy end when it comes to a reversed grid race. And that is no different here at Snetterton. 4th place for him on the grid. And then Alistair Camp, the former champion, one of the championship favourites coming into the weekend. But he had an issue, he thought, with the diff in yesterday's race. And he'll be hoping that they've got that fixed ready for race number 2. Well, I've been joined in the commentary box by Paul O'Neill. Paul, it's been a long, cold winter and made all the longer with the absence of Civic Cup racing to keep us entertained. I know you're a big fan of this championship, as am I. And yesterday, they really, really delivered.
Yeah, they did deliver, didn't they? I watched it on the stream when I was watching yourself and Anthony take the show over, which was great. The Civics didn't disappoint, like you were saying in the pre-show, and yeah, I expect very much the same with that reverse grid as well. But cars look great. I tell you, I don't think I've ever seen the cars in the grid look so amazing. And just look at that line of beautiful cars. They definitely won't look like that in about 15 minutes.
A couple of them, I suspect, sporting some war wounds after yesterday's race. There's a very smoky Jeff Alden, his car I'm talking about, at the back of the field. Now, he had an engine blow yesterday. They have just got this engine fitted in time for race 2, Paul.
That could be just oil from in the exhaust from the last engine that blew up. I'm hoping, but that's a lot. That's a lot of oil smoke. That blue smoke is oil. These cars don't have turbos, but hopefully that will start to disappear. I would say hopefully that's oil that's got into the exhaust, but yeah, not good, that is it. Doesn't look great.
No, not really. I'm going to have to start calling him James Bond, I think, because that's the second smoke screen that he's produced this weekend at Snetterton, and we haven't even got the second race of the weekend underway. Let's take a look then at how they're going to line up for round number 2 of the Milltek Sport Civic Cup for 2023. That top 10 grid reversal means that Dan McDonald is on pole position with Sam Nicolau alongside him. Danny Hobson and Harvey Caton on row 2. Harvey Caton, always an exciting driver to watch, as of course is Alistair Camp, 5th position on the grid for him, alongside Max Edmondson, who had one of his best runs in the championship to date. Then it's Jack Harding starting alongside Louis Capezzoli. Harding should have been on the podium, and he will tell you, should have won yesterday's race had it not been for an outbreaking manoeuvre into the hairpin that went awry. He will start on row number 4 alongside Capezzoli. Then Will Redford and Dan Thackeray, top 2 from yesterday's race, with progress to be made for row 5. Then it's Leonardo Paniotto, 11th on the grid, with Tom Knight company on row number 6. 7th row then for Jack Riddell, youngest driver on the grid, 16 years of age, Jack Riddell, and he's got Nick Charlier with him. Jordan Brennan starts 15th alongside Alex Kite, who we've seen out racing in Civics and in TCR UK in the past. He starts 16th, ahead of Dave Marshall, making a welcome return to the championship after his Castle Coombe start line shunt last year. He's got Luke Sargent alongside him, with James Ramsden and Adam Kruger in behind on row 10. Adam Jones then starts alongside Mark Hughes on the 11th row of the grid. Mark Hughes in one of only a smattering of FN2 Civics on the grid. Owen Hillman further down than he should be, really. I expect his Pro Alloys racing car to move forward from 23rd on the grid. Anthony Gannon will start with him on row number 12. 13 then for Jackson White. He's got Ryan Bensley alongside him. Ryan Bensley, who was running strong in yesterday's race, but unfortunately found himself slipping down with a mechanical issue towards the end. Then Morgan Bailey, another to watch for gearbox problems that have been plaguing him so far this weekend. 27th for him alongside Jeff Alden, as we've said. And it didn't look as though I saw Travis Chapman there at the back of the grid. And so Travis Chapman is going to be a non-starter. So 28 of them then hopefully about to take the start of a 15-minute race. And we packed a lot of action into those 15 minutes yesterday. They converted part of the track into a rallycross course up at Palmer's. That caused its fair share of excitement as well yesterday. And so many storylines coming into this race. And Paul, always exciting for me when we've got cars at the back of the grid who should be at the front of the grid. People like Ryan Bensley, Morgan Bailey, expect them to move forwards.
Yeah, definitely. And also exciting for me is there's no comcam in here. I've just opened my iPad, and that is not exactly what I wanted anyone to see. Anyway, that's sorted. But it is going to be exciting. And Jeff Alden, that is not looking great, because I thought that would have gone by now, and that looks like some kind of piston ring failure, maybe from that scrapper engine that he's picked up. And I say that loosely. These cars are, you have to just go and get a scrap metal recovery engine for those. So hopefully he's all right.
Well, because the cars are not new. This is the thing, and this is why it's particularly impressive that we've got such a big grid, a bigger grid than we had last year as well, because these cars are not fresh off the production line at all. They're not super easy to get hold of parts for them. It says a lot about how popular this championship is and how attractive it is for drivers, that they're willing to still put the work in to get the cars out there, and as you say, so beautifully presented.
Yeah, yellow flag being waved on probably row 3 or 4. Someone got their door open, as someone got a problem. I can't see. It looks like row 3 or 4, doesn't it?
It's around where Leo Paniotto is, I think. I think it's just behind Will Redford.
Now.
That's good news.
Yep, so maybe he give the thumbs up and said, I'm okay. Look at that grid. Look, Harvey Caton, look at him. He's got his headlights on. He's ready to rock and roll, isn't he, out of P4?
Always is Harvey Caton. Can he get himself onto the podium here in the second race of the weekend at Snetterton, I wonder? He'll certainly be one of many drivers hoping that they can achieve that. Red lights are on. Red lights go out. We're away in racing in race number 2 at Snetterton. One car's on the grass already. What on earth has gone on in the midfield? Someone clearly not getting a great start. It is going to be the pole sitter Daniel McDonald that leads them into turn 1. Sam Nicolau behind him. Looking up the inside there was Danny Hobson there 3 wide, and Harvey Caton gets squeezed sideways. Further contact further back. Another one of the Pro Alloys cars going around. Did they save it? No, they didn't. That was Alex Kite who is on the grass. And another car off, and that is sideways. That's Max Edmondson. Surely not going to save it. Paul, how did he do that?
Oh, wow. Danny Hobson as well, seeing that he was coming. He's in the lead. He took the lead. As he took the lead after being absolutely crossed up and sideways, Alex Kite's had a nightmare. That kid is so fast. But look at that, Redford round the outside of Kane. It's already on.
And there's already dirt all over the road at Palmer's, and that before they'd got there at racing speed. It's side by side between Danny Hobson and Sam Nicolau for the race lead. Edmondson somehow is still there and going for second. He's into second. There's damage to Hobson's car, and around goes Nicolau.
Oh, Nicolau's been clouted into the side of it again. Is that Caton trying to finish him off? That might be someone else. It might be Thackeray, actually. Some of these cars looking the same, so I do apologise if I got that wrong. Look at Morgan Bailey already up the side of somebody else. Danny Hobson leads this race.
Yes, with bits of his car hanging off. Max Edmondson, who was almost backwards at the Wilson hairpin, is in second place and looks like he's got the pace to challenge for the lead here, doesn't he? McDonald is third, and then 2 of the Pro Alloys cars. That's Alistair Camp, I think, up the inside of Harvey Caton.
Yeah, Campy's got a new differential, I think, hasn't he? That car looking very slow in a straight line. No, look, they're all queuing up to pass him. Big slipstreams down now into the S's. This is going to get tasty. This is for the lead. Hobson defends nice and late, but high speed round the outside. No, thinks better of it, but these two look like they're getting away.
Both of them looking for their first victory in Civic Cup. Hopping over the curb. Hobson out wide. Max Edmondson wants the lead. Will Redford started 9th, is 3rd already. Will Redford is on a mission. And look, that was Morgan Bailey, wasn't it? Inside the top 10 from 27th on the grid. So I told you we had some talented drivers coming from deep in the field. They are showing their talent already. Amazing progress made as the cement dust from an earlier race. He's kicked up. No, there's a car off. That was Caton. Harvey Caton was sideways arriving into Murray's corner, and I suspect that the next shot we see will be of a group of cars minus Harvey Caton. There he is, bouncing back on the grass. It's all kicking off, Paul.
Yeah, I was just about to say that the rear brakes take the first massive pounding as they get loaded up into Murray's, the last corner. Caton always sideways. There's something wrong with that car. There's something always struggling at the rear when it's on the brakes. This looks like it's Hobson's going to have to defend. Oh, that's a great move. Rears are locked up. Can he get it turned in? Does the job. Edmondson, I'm like, it's going to go down to P2. Redford once involved in this.
Oh, fantastic racing. The two Area Motorsport teammates, remember, trading the race lead there, and they might open the door to the Pro Alloys car of Will Redford. It looks as though Hobson wants to try and get the lead back here, doesn't it? A better run through Palmer's, but Edmondson places the car smartly there and doesn't allow him to get the switch back.
Flashing brake lights on that P3 car. Redford is struggling with those pads knocking away from the disc, so he's got a long pedal already in this. And Capozelli there, he had a great run, didn't he? That's actually, is that Capozelli there?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, 6th place now for him because someone's dropped back. I think it might be Dean McDonald possibly who's dropped back. Danny Hobson, you can see that trim still dangling down the side of the car. Will Redford needs to get a move on here though, doesn't he? Because Max Edmondson's not a slow driver. He's driving the best I've ever seen him this weekend. If he builds enough of a gap here before Redford makes a move on Danny Hobson, that could be Redford's chance of the race win gone.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, this isn't finished yet. Look at the toe. Look at the headlights ablaze on the P2 car now. Hobson is going to want some of this, but it's where he goes to make the move. And as they all fan out 3 and 4 abreast, there's cars everywhere. Capozzoli there, you can see in that silver fronted car, trying to go around the outside. That is a great move. Job done. Brilliant move, and another place lost there, isn't it, for Dan McDonald?
Yeah, that's Thackeray coming through, and Morgan Bailey. I mean, what a drive this has been from Morgan Bailey. He was in the top 10 already. I think that's 8th that he's just taken, maybe 7th going through the bomb hole. So Morgan Bailey, from 27th on the grid, has picked up the best part of 20 positions in 2 laps. There is a reason that he nearly took the championship a year ago, Morgan Bailey, and he and Dan Thackeray this year, Paul, I think are in for a really, really strong season.
Oh, definitely. There's a lot of damage on some of these cars. And that was that Knight that just went through with the real bad damage on the front left of his car. Look at this now for P2. That's a big move, and Hobson trusts him and just cuts the nose off him. But like you say, Max Edmondson isn't getting away.
No, he's not at all, and they're being caught now by Jack Harding, another driver who I expect to make a big step forward this year. 2nd season racing these front-wheel drive Honda Civics, a man who's had a lot of success in MX-5 racing in the past, and he is joining in the fray. And you never can count out Alistair Camp. He's had a bit of an off weekend by his high standards, but he's in 5th place and also catching this group.
Yeah, I think that shows what Campy is about, is how good the drivers are. Now they're with, teams, they've spent more money, they've done more testing. They're really going at it, and it's not just the Alistair Camp show anymore.
No, not at all. There goes the Thackeray-Bailey battle coming through. Dean McDonald has now been demoted down to 9th place, having started from the pole position. Side by side for 2nd, that is Redford up the inside of Danny Hobson. Better exit from Agostini, had the inside line into Hamilton. Hobson thinks about it, back up the inside at Oggies. That's a difficult place to try and make a move, though, isn't it, Paul?
It is, but it looks like he may have an overlap. But look who's there's that Harding coming round the back there. Harding's 6/10 quicker at least than some of these guys. If he can get these moves done, Hobson is now in prime position for a tow. But Harding, look at the speed of Harding's car. He's in the back of him. There's going to be a move on here. This is going to be 3 wide, and this is going to end very interestingly.
Brundle and Nelson is always an action point here at Snetterton. They're almost 3 abreast in the braking zone. Redford hangs on, but round the outside looks to go Jack Harding. Can't quite make the move stick. Harding was 9/10 quicker than the leader on the previous lap. Unsurprisingly, that was a new fastest lap of the race, a 2:11.0, which is about 2.5 seconds slower than they went yesterday. The pace is not as quick here this morning with the reverse grid race, but Harding clearly carrying some pace. The thing is, you can't just drive through these cars in front of you. It doesn't matter how fast Jack Harding is capable of going. He needs to make sure it's a clean move on Danny Hobson, and for that to be the case, he has to show a bit of patience.
Yeah, definitely. As you can see, Danny Hobson, it says he's 4/10 behind. That's starting to grow, that gap now, isn't it? What are they now? As they come across the line, I expect it to be bigger. It's nearly a second now. He's out with DRS.
We don't need DRS here, Paul. We have exciting racing without those silly gimmicks. Dan Thackeray, by the way, new fastest lap, 7th place now for yesterday's race winner. He is up behind Louis Capezzoli, so this is 3rd place from yesterday's race, defending from 1st place in yesterday's race. And Morgan Bailey, who led the race until those gearbox issues took him out, right in behind them. Leo Paniotto there at the inside of Daniel McDonald. That's 9th position being traded as well. McDonald getting a nice switchback, but has the outside line now towards Palmer's corner, and that likely means that Paniotto will hang on. Back to the leading quintet though. Max Edmondson leading, Will Redford 2nd, Danny Hobson 3rd, and was that Jack Harding thinking about a move into Agostini? Just not quite close enough to make that one stick. It's difficult to tell really what pace these drivers have because they're all stacked up on top of each other as they head into the middle portion of the race. Jack Harding, I'm convinced, is quicker than these cars, but where does he make the move?
Wow, look at the car bouncing around. Hobson's car there did not look happy as it was bouncing around. He's starting to lose time now. Jack Harding, for me, is the person who is going to make the move. As you see the side sill on that car, he was lucky. I think that was it Edmondson or Redmond early on that clobbered into the side of him at the hairpin. Obviously caught him in the middle of the 2 wheels, so it's not done any damage to the geometry. But the headlights are blazing, that usually means I'm coming for you, mate. Oh, and here we go. Harding's having a look.
Oh, Harding jinking to the inside, but we saw this yesterday. Danny Hobson is not bad on the brakes. Danny finished 8th yesterday, so started 3rd on the grid for this one. That's still where he runs, although he's been a bit up and down up until this point. Jack Harding then turns through the bomb hole, and now look, Alistair Camp starting to feel out that car. I was chatting to Alistair yesterday, obviously doing double duty this weekend, racing in TCR UK and the Civic Cup. How difficult is that for a driver to jump from one car to another? They're both front-wheel drive, but that really is where the similarities end.
If you're good enough, like Campy is, it shouldn't be a problem. I think we're not seeing Campy on full form here because I think there's a lot of stuff going on that probably we don't know about with the car. Just little tweaks here and there. And when it's a one-make championship, it's difficult. But I will say, you know, I expect Campy to be further up. And yes, it is difficult to jump from one discipline to the other. I tell you, it's hotting up. What is going on here? This is for the lead again. Hobson. Oh, Hobson's in 3rd place, but look at this. That is around the outside. That's never going to work. Will Redford, you're going to lose out here, mate. He's giving you a hip and shoulder, and that is game over, is it?
I think it might be. Danny Hobson's got the run. Has he got his nose ahead, though? Not quite into Palmer's. Tries to turn in across the front of Will Redford's car. That was always going to end badly for Hobson. Out wide he goes, and like a gift for Jack Harding, he gives him 3rd position. So Jack Harding gains a position there for free, almost. And Will Redford, having challenged for the lead, almost find himself off the podium entirely. He is still there in 2nd place, though. Harding 3rd, Hobson 4th, and Alistair Camp in 5th position. Will Redford set the fastest lap of the race last time around, a 2 minutes 10.0, as that is 47, was that, I think, off the road. Adam Jones, that was, up at the Wilson hairpin.
Wow. All happening. It's very fluorescent this year, isn't it?
There are, yes.
These cars are very fluorescent, but they're looking good. They're looking good, and I've got to admit, I'm really pleased with the front of this grid. It's close, and that is exactly what we love about the Milltek Sports Civic Cup.
Yeah, strength in depth. It's one thing to have a big grid, but to have a competitive grid as well is what really takes a championship to the next level, and I think we've definitely got that this year. We've got some of the expected names up there, the Alistair Camps, the Will Redfords, etc., but people like Max Edmondson making a big step forward in performance so far this year. Can he hang on to the race lead, though? 4.5 minutes to go, and Redford is all over him.
Is that... Who's that? Is that Campy? Campy had a big load of curb and a big load of understeer. This isn't over. You can't be going round the outside of people at Coram, and he knows that. So he backs out of it. Redford thought better. But look at Harding. Harding's on for the win. He's got 4 minutes left. I think he's got a car quick enough to win. He just needs to get Redford done, and he could attack. But, wow, Harding was loving life before. Adam Jones again.
It is.
He's got a bit of a nightmare going on there. Is he going...
I'm not sure where he is, if I'm honest. I think that's Oggy's. I think he's still on the track. Just from that angle, it didn't look like he was. His teammate, though, challenging for the race lead to the outside of Max Edmondson. Around the outside of Riches is a very ambitious move. And keep an eye on the car in 3rd place. Jack Harding will get the run on these two as they run door handle to door handle into the braking zone at the Wilson hairpin. Redford is still trying to go around the outside. Edmondson having none of it. And here comes Harding.
Oh, wow. Well, I was pointing at the screen because you know as well as I do that Harding can win this race because these two are going at it hard. But it's not just Jack Harding, it's the rest of them. They're all there. Look how slow Edmondson is into Palmer's.
This is going to be a nightmare, and even Morgan Bailey up in 8th place will probably get to the back of this train. Look at this, big lock-up, who was that? This is Harding, he's going to get into P2, is he? Can he get that inside? Can he get the lead? What overlap has he got? He's got the overlap of P2. Harding could win this.
I think so. He might have second place here. Will Redford will not be happy with this. He feels that he's got the pace to win the race. He's squeezed onto the grass. He's sideways. Can he save it? Somehow he does. Through goes Harding into second place. Hobson back to the outside of Redford for third. And yet again at Snetterton, things unravel for Will Redford just when it looked like he was in a really strong position. We've still got time though. Lap or so to go here. And if he can just get himself regrouped here, Will Redford, the win could still be on.
There's one more lap. There's one more lap. Harding is, I reckon he's on for the win, you know. He just needs a big toe through here, and Edmondson will be thinking, oh, he's a bit too close here. Oh, this is going to be hard work. This is going to be hard work. But Redford now is out of that fight, and now he's having to battle Hobson and everybody else. Campy's still there. Everyone's involved. And I've got to say, Capozoli for me has been a very, very, very good addition to this championship.
Yeah, absolutely, he has. The top 4 drivers in this race, by the way, are all chasing their first ever victory in the championship. Then you've got the master of Civic Cup racing, Alistair Camp, in 5th, followed by Louis Capezzoli, who's also chasing his first victory in Civic Cup racing. Dan Thackeray and Morgan Bailey latching onto the back of this group as well. Morgan Bailey probably just happy to still be in the race, given the mechanical issues he's had so far this weekend. Last lap begins, Paul, and here comes the attack.
Here comes the attack. What did I say? Jack Harding is in for this win, and I really think he could use some guile here. He is in the best position. But look, that 3rd place driver as well. He's having a look. Redford's having a look. The battle for the lead. Where is it going to end? Jack Harding, for me, is proper. That's down the inside. Capozoli, that's a great move if he gets that done. Campy will not like that.
No, contact from an Area Motorsport car there. Of course, Alistair has left Area Motorsport to race with Pro Alloys Racing this season, but still getting up close and intimate with the cars that he shared an awning with for the last number of seasons. He fends off Capozoli, but that just allows the top 4 to make a small break. Max Edmondson has defended masterfully, it must be said, in this race. I haven't seen anything out of Max that I haven't liked. He's just been really placing the car smartly. Can he continue to do it for half a lap? There are still 2 or 3 good overtaking opportunities to come here, Paul. Where do you think Jack Harding is going to focus his attention?
I think he might have to try and go around the outside under the S's. He just needs a good run through here in Williams. He's close enough now. He needs the toe, and he's just going to have to try and hang it around after the big long straight. Look at all that damage on the side of that car from underneath as well. So, yeah, he's still getting around Danny Hobson. But for me, it's going to be down this back straight. Morgan Bailey's still involved, but down the back straight, he needs to have a big toe, and he needs to be round the outside and give it his best shot. He's coming to the inside. He's down the inside!
He's there, Jack Harding on the inside, the back of the car, skating away behind him, half a lap to go, and he's through! Off goes Max Edmondson, watch for the rejoin, the race leader is off the road, bounces back on, and there's been carnage behind as well. That's Thackeray and Capezzoli, more bits of Civic go flying through the air, but Max Edmondson's got the lead. Is he going to give that away? Absolutely not. He is going to fight this out after the race, I think. He will say he was forced off the road. Harding will say that he already had the move made, essentially, and that he deserves the race win. There's going to be a lot to talk about after this race. On the road, at least, though, it is Max Edmondson who will see the checkered flag first for the first time in Milltek Sport Civic Cup racing after a titanic race-long defensive drive. Edmondson first, Harding second. Third at the line will be Will Redford ahead of Danny Hobson and Alistair Camp. Morgan Bailey, by the way, 27th on the grid to 6th by the flag, and I think a definite contender for driver of the day, having led yesterday's race before the gearbox issue, having started on the front row of the grid as well. What a brilliant recovery drive that was from Morgan Bailey. Dan Thackeray 7th, Louis Capezzoli 8th, Leo Paniotto is 9th, and Daniel McDonald, I don't know why I keep calling him Dean McDonald, Daniel McDonald completing the top 10. What a race. There is something, I said this yesterday, there's something about the Civic Cup at Snetterton that guarantees action, and yet again they have shown us exactly what this championship is all about. Wow, Max Edmondson, well, whether he gets to keep the win or not, I don't know, but it was a valiant defensive drive until that point, and it was only with less than half a lap to go that he ended up off the road down at Brundle and Nelson. From that camera angle, it was very hard to see whether Harding left him space, whether Edmondson could have still made the corner. We will leave that to the clerk of the course to decide afterwards, but for now, it will be Edmondson who is chatting with Paul O'Neill, hopefully in the very near future, down in Parc Ferme as the on-the-road race winner. Wow. Well, the opening weekend of the season getting us off to a fantastic start in Civic Cup action for this year. And they will, of course, be on the TCR UK bill for the majority of the 2023 season, as usual, and providing a great stepping stone into TCR racing through the Civic Cup. We've seen a few drivers now move with success from Civics into TCR racing. I'm sure a few more of the drivers that you've just seen putting on that show for us will be thinking of doing the same in the future. So, provisionally, it's Max Edmondson who wins the race. Jack Harding again, the nearly man. Jack Harding almost gets the race win but settles for second at the line. Will Redford coming home in third. Danny Hobson and Alistair Camp completing the top 5, and then the rest of them will cycle through further behind as well. Louis Capasoli was up there as well inside the top half dozen, but that result very much provisional, we shall say, until we hear an official word from the organisers, for which you need to head over to the Civic Cup social media pages, because they'll be updating you all with the up-to-date news and goings-on within Civic Cup land. Jeff Alden's car there, you can see, by the way, did get to the end of the race. We didn't get to follow that story up, really, but Jeff Alden did finish the race. That's good news. And the smoke that we saw out of the car for the race was not too much to worry about, thankfully. So, down into the paddock we'll go. The Civic Cup drivers, they will next be out, by the way, at Croft on the 6th and 7th of May. So that's their next round of the championship, also alongside TCR UK. Then they head to Alton Park, to Knock Hill, to Cadwell Park, Silverstone National Circuit, and it all finishes at the Brands Hatch Indy Circuit in October. Podium interviews incoming then. Paul O'Neill is down in Parc Ferme with our top 3 finishers.
Wow, I don't know what was more exciting, me trying to run across the track or that race, mate. What happened? Tell me what happened.
Honestly, I can't really remember. It's just mental. I had a brilliant start. Obviously, straight away up to, I think, the 4th it was, and I was picking them off. And I got to Max, and obviously Max is fighting for his first win, so I know he's going to be aggressive. And I'm sort of, this year I'm in it for the long game and in it for the championship. So I tried to move on him twice, and then got pushed off twice. So I decided I was going to sit behind him and just, see what happens. Unfortunately, that'll let Jack Harding by, but 3rd place, still got to be happy with that from 9th.
What did you make of the incident? Because you would have seen it from your point of view, Will. Was it a thing that could have been sorted, or is it going to be a difficult one, do you think, to put right by the race director? Was it an easy fix?
I think they both could have made the corner. I think Max was a bit sideways on the way in on the brakes, and then it looked like he corrected it and just drove straight off, which is, you can do it and you can get away with it. But at that same time, Jack Harding was ahead at the point he drove off, from my point of view. So I don't know. It's up to the stewards at this point, isn't it? I'm not really going to put my opinion out there.
Well, Mr. Redford, your car looks mint, so you're sound, mate. I think, let me just check the results. Yeah, no, you sound. I thought you might have won something else as well, but don't worry. We might give you something later on. Well done, mate. Absolutely spot on. P3. Right, OK. I think you may have lined up in the wrong position, because that looked like it was your win.
I think it's my win anyway. You can't just cut the track and take the win, can you, surely? I think it's fair enough if you're side by side. It's kind of one of them. But when I've already done the move and I'm already 3/4 of a car in front of him, and then he just darts off and cuts the track, I think it's we'll sort it out in the office. But as far as I'm concerned, that's my win. You just got to learn when to give it up sometimes, haven't you? If that was me, I'd not risk crashing and I'd just give it up. But some people are just a little bit more wanting to get the win, aren't they? A bit desperate.
Do you think there was an oversteer from him and he's thought it's just better to cut the grass? Because you'd think if he's come out the throttle, it might let too many people through. What did he say? Have you spoke to him?
Oh yeah, it was more of an argument than a conversation. But yeah, it's one of them. I've been sat behind Paul in 3rd and 4th for a few laps, watching him dooring people. you know, some people think it's touring cars. We're not quite there yet. We haven't got the budget, so I just think we need to race a bit more sensibly with our heads. But some people obviously are desperate to get that win in the podium, and I think he just overdrove, if I'm honest. I think he was a bit aggressive and he was dooring people. So when I went up, I made sure I did a proper move on him that I didn't think he could come back from, but he still tried to hang it around the outside, and then he sent himself off. So I think that should be my win. You can't cut the track and gain seconds just to take it. So I mean, I'm happy anyway, even if I finish second, but a win would be even better because I think that was rightly mine.
Well, you look quick and you were my bet for the win, mate. When you got into third, I thought, yeah, this could be good. But listen, I'll leave you to it, mate, so I don't want you to say too much. So well done, well done, top man. Right, so the winner on track, Max Edmonds. I don't know where he's gone, actually. Here he is. It's a difficult one for me, this, mate, because I love you to bits and I want you to win. How is it looking from your point of view, that the S's? What happened there?
Yeah. Well, from my POV, obviously he's saying, you know when to give it up. But I mean, you're always going to fight for a win, aren't you? It's my first win, it's my first podium, so I'm going to fight as hard as possible. But from my eyes, we're not alongside, but I had half my car in, so I'm not going to back out. And then his back end went, hit my front end, so it was either T-bone him or drive off the track. So I had no choice.
How was the race for you anyway? It was looking settled, it looked like you'd got the job done, and it was jobs are good, but then the car just started to become just a bit more nervous, it looked like, in some of the corners, and a bit understeer, a bit oversteer here and there.
Yeah, we still need work on a bit on the setup. Front end keeps going, and then once the front end's gone, rear end's going. So long term, we're not the best. Short term, we're quite quick, but obviously Will was fast, Jack was fast, so they were bound to catch up to me.
OK, listen, mate, let's see how you get on. It might be a steward's thing, it's not for us to say. Well done, though. Paul Winfield trophy as well. That's a nice thing to take as well, isn't it?
Yeah, especially for area motorsport, it means a lot.
Perfect, top man. Good luck. Excellent. Right, let us find our last person to speak to. Where's Mark Hughes gone? Mark Hughes, who's the Goodyear trophy winner. Oh, he's over there. Let's go and see him 1 second. Let's go and catch him. Marcus, that was all right, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's all right for an old giffer. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm so pleased. I was absolutely joyous at the end because I've been struggling with the car all weekend. I couldn't get the pace of what Dave Marshall was doing, and we sort of looked at the data and stuff, and he said, let's go for a different spring rate at the back, and did, and I've done a 2:15, so I'm happy with that. Car's just 8 miles per hour down, but just got to deal with it, haven't we? It'll get there.
Yeah. Goodyear trophy, though, it's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm above, I beat Gannon and Jeff, so I'm happy with that.
Top man. We like it. We always like his positivity. It's always nice. Onwards and upwards then. What have you got on next?
We're at Croft, aren't we, next? So we're going to do, I think we're going to have to do some development with the engine just to try and bring on par with these cars. Again, Croft's a bit of a power circuit, so these guys are just so quick down the straights. We just can't keep up with them. But, we'll give Croft a go and see how we go from there.
Is it a case of spending more money? Because that's not what people want to do, really, is it?
Well, I'd like Stuart Lyons to pay for it. But that's not going to happen. No, I think we need either more horsepower or these. We just can't get the weight down. I'm running 40 kilos overweight. Dave Marshall's running 35 kilos overweight. We cannot get any more weight out of these FN2s, so I don't know whether we need ballast in knees or we need a bit more horsepower to bring them back up into play a bit. Otherwise, what's the point in racing? I know I can race because I've got the Diamond Trophy to go for, but for other people who want to come in and do FN2s and run the FN2s, then you want to feel that they can get up there, up amongst them all.
Wicked. Right, we'll leave you to it, and well done, mate. That was a good effort. You're back and you're all safe.
I'm all safe, that's the main thing, and no scratches on the car, which is amazing.
Not like my parking down Tesco's. Other supermarkets are available, but for now it is back to you guys.
And we are racing, and it's an absolutely electric start from the 42 as Will Redford from the wide entry. That's a racing line. Will Redford drifting the back end quite a bit, but look at that, a massive lunge up the inside by Matt on Alistair Camp through the first couple of corners. So going to go on a
huge
massive
lock-up.
That's a 66.
It's terrible.
On the outside. Oh, big off! Straight in the gravel trap. Both cars out. look at this, he's trying to go round to the outside. Now this was probably the move of the day. Second place, oh, big sideways moment.